Right. So, hey y'all. So, my name is Lashad Crump. I'm 31 years old. I'm in the United States Navy as a hospital corpsman, currently stationed in Okinawa, Japan. It is now, in Japan time, 6:19 in the morning, January 2nd, 2021. I am coming to you today because I am stepping out on faith. I'm believing in myself. I'm believing in the vision that God has given me. And I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all with my financial state, my mental state, and the things that basically I have going on, because I'm believing in God that this year is going to be a full 180 for me. Everything's going to change this year. So to give you somewhat of a background, I've been in the Navy for the last 7 years. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. Didn't really make the greatest grades in, school. Wasn't really like, in trouble or anything, but just kind of had that vicious cycle where I was just going over and over again, trying to get a good job, trying to keep my head above water, trying to get a good job. Ended up landing a really good job with my cousin James. He has a garage door business there in Columbus where he taught me that trade. But I started to grow this feeling of wanting more out of life. And that led me to my decision to actually leave Columbus, Ohio, and join the United States Navy. Now, once becoming a sailor, getting a chance to, travel around the world, do these different things, I've started to really shape and mold my goals and wants and the things that I wanted to, accomplish as I got older. So that leads me to where pretty much I am today with starting this real estate investment business. Now, just to give you a back brief on this last year, how crazy it's been for me, as it's been for everyone in 2020. I was married. I was married for 5 years and I went through a divorce. Unfortunately, there was some differences between me and that other person, and we have went our separate ways. As you can imagine, that created a very unstable financial situation for myself. And due to that and just, lack of discipline financially over the last couple of years while being married, I found myself, like most Americans, in quite a financial bind. But, over the last, I would say 30 to 45 days or so, I've just been re-establishing my mental mindset of taking control of my life. As a part of that, what I'm going to be doing is I've decided that I'm actually going to get out of the United States Navy. Now, a lot of people have told me that's dumb, don't do that. You're pretty much going to be at your 10-year mark when you're getting out. You might as well push out to get your last 10. But the thing is, I don't want to do it. I'm truly not happy being in the United States Navy. It's nothing against the United States Navy. I'm not speaking bad on it or bashing it. I'm not one of those disgruntled guys that is going to, be like, oh, I hate the Navy and this and that. It's not that at all. Navy is an amazing opportunity for those who want to come in and, first of all, be able to serve their country, do something honorable for your family, serve your country. There are benefits, I don't have a dime in student loan debt because the United States Navy paid for my education. I'm 4 classes away adding the capstone from getting my bachelor's in business administration at Purdue University Global. And I have the United States Navy to thank for that. So this is not a bash contest or a bash session on the Navy. It's just for personal reasons, being away from home and just, situations, I've decided that it's time for me to get out. So with all that being said, that led me to, what are you going to do, Lashad? How are you going to take care of yourself? How are you going to make sure that, you have money in the bank? You have, your life ahead of you. So what are you going to do? So that led me to getting back into the core of what I actually wanted to do prior to the Navy, which is real estate. Now, real estate in the sense of investing, at the time I was really, 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 really on fire and learning and interested in it. I was 22 years old. My FICO score was probably roughly around like 500. It was pretty bad. I didn't have the person in my corner explaining to me credit and FICO scores and explaining to me like how to build those things. And basically, and then not to even blame anyone, I didn't educate myself. It wasn't until it was too late, like I feel like a lot of Americans do, where I already had, low credit card debt up to my neck, crazy payments every single month with super big interest rates, terrible car loans, from, those guys who go out and they'll say, hey, look at this brand new Camaro, let me give it to you. And you only have to pay $200, a month. But realistically, they're putting it on, let's say like a 60 month lease. And the thing is, you're getting it for like 20%, interest rate. Like, so those are the things I wasn't educated on. I've educated myself. I really wanted to get into real estate investment. I love the fact that you can buy something, put something in your name, and it's not a liability, it's an asset. You pay for something, and, like, let's just use this as an example. We'll just go quick math. So $100,000 is the amount of money for a home. You put 20% down, that's $20,000. Bam, you have $20,000 in equity in that home. You got $80,000 left. So being able to pay that off, and then actually, let's say if you're not going to live there, you put a tenant there. You put a tenant there, and they're going to start paying rent. Let's say this is just going to be a rough estimate, but let's say, and I'm going off of like Columbus numbers from what I remember. So let's say like your mortgage is like, let's say with insurance, and I don't know if there's a HOA fee and all that good stuff. Let's say $700 is your mortgage, right? And I think that's actually kind of high, but I'm just going to say $700. So let's say $700. But for the area that, the house is in, and what the other houses are renting for the type of house it is, let's say it's, standard house for American family, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom right there. So let's say that rents for $1,300, you know what I mean? Now you're getting $600 in profit. And I know it's not pure profit for all my, financial analysts out there. I know it's not pure profit. You got to, account for capital gains. You have to account for, with me in specific, since I'm going to be investing overseas until I get back home, property management, all those different things you got to account for. I get it. It's going to chip away at, that profit. And I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, as long as you're making some type of cash flow on the house with pure profit, it's a good move, right? You do that with multiple properties, multiple homes, and then now you got yourself a situation, and it's a good situation. So I've always had this mindset of, I don't like working for hours. My time is valuable. Time is the only thing in this world that we can't recreate. We can recreate damn near everything. They're recreating DNA, people, all kinds of shit. It's crazy. But the one thing that, us as humans, we cannot recreate is time. So with that being said, I wanted to make sure that, my time is being spent doing the things I would like to do in my life. I get it. We'll have to do some things and make sacrifices, do things you don't want to do. But I want to capitalize on the amount of time that I have left on this earth. And I hope I live a long, luxurious life, God willing. But I want to live a great life. I want to make sure that every moment is spent well with the ones that I love and doing the things that I love to do. So where does that lead me? It leads me to learning who is living that lifestyle that I want to live and how did they get there. 9 times out of 10, when I look at, all of the huge moguls that I look up into in the business world, they're in one shape, facet, or form, they've been into real estate investing, if they're not still, huge in it. So that led me to learning. Now, there's a man named Steph Randolph. What's up, Big Steph? Give you a big shout out, bro. He actually put me onto this podcast in this group called biggerpockets.com, ran by Brandon Turner. And and this is like, I will say 2016 at this point, 2017 actually, 2006 17. It was 2017, right before I went on deployment in 2018. So he put me onto biggerpockets.com, and I just became a student immediately. And this stuff is all free. There are some paid things within, being in the community once you actually are serious about doing it. But I started off just as a student for free. Their podcast is on every streaming platform. I think it's Apple Music, Spotify, and then there's probably other things that I don't know. I just don't know about. But I used it on Spotify, and I listened to so many podcasts because I was behind the curve at that point. I'm not sure how long Brandon's had the podcast going. Maybe it's been since like 2012, 2013 or something like that. But going on deployment, I had a lot of extra free time. So I just became a student and listened to all the old podcasts. And I just started to truly understand how to do it. So that led me to the next point, which is, okay, I see the game plan, I see the blueprint, I know how to do it, but I'm not in alignment. I can't remember the quote exactly, but it says like luck is when opportunity meets timing or something of that sort. So the timing wasn't right. I wasn't ready. I had literally just re-enlisted in the Navy. I was about to go on deployment, or was I on deployment already when I started to really? I think I was already on deployment. Was going through a lot of things, and my marriage at the time, it just really, really wasn't a good time for me because mentally I wasn't prepared. So life happened, and now in 2021, I'm at that point. I don't talk about my relationship with Christ often to people because it's my relationship with Christ. It's very personal to me. But here I would say, like I said, in about the last 30 or 45 days, just something has just been tugging on my spirit. Like, it's time. Like, it's time. It's time. I got through my divorce is done, finished with that phase of my life, recalibrated and just refocusing on Lashad. What's going to make Lashad Crump happy? What's going to make me happy? What's going to get me to that next step? So I came back to real estate. I purchased two of Brandon's books from Bigger Pockets, one on real estate investing, and then the other one on how to invest in real estate with no money down. What that led me to is just, I started reading both of them. It led me to just like a hunger. It's like one of those feelings like, let's say you eat and you're still hungry, like a tapeworm almost. Like, I just became like immediately just hungry with wanting more knowledge. So I jumped into YouTube and I just started, just looking at different videos from just a long list of YouTubers and just learning, and just honestly trying to recreate that atmosphere that I felt before coming to the Navy, where I was just hungry about real estate, investing, and learning. And then also, I truly firmly believe that what you put into the universe, it comes back to you. If you sit there and you say you're broke all the time, you're going to be broke, If you surround yourself with the things that are positive and you surround yourself with the things you want to do, eventually the universe is going to bring it to you, or God's going to bring it to you, whatever you want to say, So I just started watching all these YouTube videos, and I actually stumbled across a sister. Her name is Noelle Randall. Wow. Huge shout out to Miss Noelle Randall. What an inspiration. I started watching her videos. And man, like, when I tell you sis really motivated me, like big time. She told her story about how, in 2000, I think what year was it? 2008. She said that, she was already, she had a great career, started doing some real estate investing. But when the market crashed, her and her husband lost everything. And then what ended up happening is, her husband, her and her, I think she said 2 or 3 kids at the time, they had to end up moving back into, her parents' house in the basement. And the fact that, she just had to literally humble herself and start all the way over. And now she's a multi-millionaire with many businesses and is really doing numbers out there. And for me, it was just something that really struck home with me. Now, granted, I'm not in that big of a bind where I'm like living back home, because I am still in the military. I'm still collecting a paycheck every 2 weeks. But I promise you, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, like for sure. Like it's been a tough year. It's been a really, really, really tough year. But God gave me a vision that it's time to move on. It's time to get out of this poverty-driven mindset and this poverty-driven life that I've been living. And it's time to get into what he wants me to do and what he has for me. And I'm fully embracing it. And I wanted to share with you all where I'm at now, because I'm making a commitment to you and myself that by this time next year, I'm going to have $100,000 in my bank account or in my business bank account, one of the two, or maybe split between the two. I don't know. It depends. But I'm going to have $100,000 in my bank account. I'm going to show you guys where I'm at right now currently, so it's not, no cap, not BSing with y'all. Now, I'm not going to pull up my actual bank accounts for, obvious security reasons. But so I'm a business admin major. With that, financial management and all the different stuff that they teach you. I took that from a class that I learned, and I've honestly just applied it to my life. So what I have that I'm about to show you all is an Excel that shows where my finances are at the time, excluding my actual checking account. So this is where we're at. So as you can see, I have a Navy Federal credit card. I have a Navy Federal line of credit. Navy Fed personal loan, which is, that's the loan that I had to take out when I moved to Japan and stuff that's going on with the divorce. Got the Capital One card. MCX is a military credit card that I have. I have a Coast Guard. That one I haven't touched because I'm actually not in the States and I can't use it. So it's at 0. And then my Amazon credit card. The max amount of credit that I'm able to have because all these cards added up is $19,150. All right. And the current balance is $17,079.52. So y'all do the math. I'm about $2,000 from my max when it comes to overall credit. Now I have these tabs here because of something I learned. You want to keep your credit at the absolute least on each card 30% or under, right? So that's how much each card would be on the breakdown. But realistically, you want to be about 15%, right? So then I got my current balances. So you do the math. So, hey, it's transparency for you. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because once I'm successful, because I'm claiming it in the year of 2021, I want this to be able to be shown to someone who is in my seat right now that feels like they can't get out, because I am going to show you that you can. You need to believe in yourself. You need to pray, get your prayer life right, and you need to truly cut people off, get negativity out of your life. I started praying that God remove people who are not there for me. If they're not here to help me succeed and they want to see me fail, remove them. And you will be surprised that people will move. I think a lot of times, just, speaking from a Christian perspective, as Christians, we ask God for these things, but then we act brand new when these things happen. You pray that God remove people out of your life, and then your best friend of 30 years stops talking to you. Well, those are prayers answered. My mom, she told me, when God answers your prayer, sometimes you need to believe it, son. And it really didn't hit home for me until maybe about 2 years ago, when I started having doubts and fears and thoughts in my mind about things going on in my marriage. And then things started literally coming to light, unfolding. And it's almost like I didn't want to believe it, even though the proof was in the pudding. The script was right there. I'm looking at it handwritten and it's written out, and I'm just like, no, I ain't gonna believe that. So believe God when he showed you something after you prayed for something. you know. So that's one thing I definitely do. I practice, just asking God just to remove those out of my life who aren't there for me, and actually to add people in my life who, He wants me to affect. Another thing too is actually be something for somebody else. Don't always take. I want to be a light to somebody. I want to be an inspiration and an influence to somebody to be able to get up off they tail and do something, and just understand that you can too make it through whatever situation it is you're going through, whatever storm that you're going through. God won't put you through it unless he intends to bring you out. Like, you just have to have that faith. And yeah, that's it. So again, my name is Lashad Crump, and I'm losing topic. Hold on a second, y'all. I got one more thing to show y'all. So y'all know this is business out here. So I haven't registered the LLC just yet. I'm literally doing it today. I'm doing it. Honestly, I'm going to do it right after I get off this video with you guys. But I went to my Secretary of State website to make sure that this business wasn't already registered. The name was locked in. So I'm about to do it right now. I reached out to a marketing company, and I got my business name. So the name of my business is LC Investments LLC. It's going to be a LLC based in, Ohio. The LLC, obviously stands for Lashad Crump. Here is my logo. So when you see this, and it's probably reversed for y'all, inverted or whatever, but guess what? Next year, because I told y'all it'll be 1 year before I post this. Next year, I will make sure that I post like my web link and everything to this. But there you have it, y'all. This is day one of Lashad Crump's success story. I will be successful. You will see. Multi-millionaire in 5 years. Peace out. Y'all be blessed.